If you have ever read Poly B plumbing or aluminum wiring with pigtails in a listing and thought, is that bad? You're not alone. These are two of the most misunderstood inspection flags in Edmonton properties. And today I want to walk you through what they actually mean, how risky they are, and what it costs to fix or upgrade, or if you should just walk away. Hey friends, I'm Leanna Martins, your best Edmonton real estate agent, helping families buy smarter, not messier. And this is part 3 of my 4-part inspection series where we've been decoding the most common red flags that show up in resale homes, especially ones built between the late 50s and early 2000s. And if you're thinking of getting out there to start looking yourself, maybe this year, and you want to feel confident when stuff like this pops up, my email and cell are in the description below. You can reach out anytime before you're deep into the showings. Hey, so what is Poly B? Poly B is short for polybutylene. And it was a flexible gray plastic pipe that was used in homes roughly 1978 to the late 1990s. It was cheap, it was easy to install, and popular until it started failing. So what's the problem? These pipes can crack or split over time, especially at the fittings, and in some cases, the fittings were installed incorrectly or were overly tightened. So these pipes, they don't handle freezing very well, and the chlorine content created micro holes in the pipe. So does it always fail? No, some homes have Poly B that's been perfectly fine for 30 plus years, but many insurers now want it removed, or they will not cover water damage claims if it's still in use. So what are your options? A partial replacement. So that's in areas that are visible, like mechanical rooms and bathrooms. Or you can do a full pipe replacement, which is anywhere from $6,000 to $15,000, depending on homes and access to the plumbing. So where in Edmonton does Poly B actually show up? Kaniski Gardens, Jackson Heights, Carlton, communities built in the area of Silverberry, Lago Lindo. These are homes built in the 1990s and earlier. So these homes, especially under $475,000, you're really likely to come across Poly B. If you see it, it's not a walkaway, but it is something to factor into your budget and insurance because it's going to have to get done at some point. Your mortgage may not even get approved with Poly B unless you do a purchase plus improvements, which will roll the repair cost into the price of the actual mortgage and ensure that it's done at possession, so the insurer will insure you. If you are purchasing with 5% down, then you will have one of 3 insurers insuring you. They have to approve the mortgage. So even if the bank and the underwriters approve the mortgage, it doesn't mean that the insurer will. So many times homes built in that era of the 70s through the 90s, as soon as an insurer sees that, they may then red flag it. That is a different challenge than your home mortgage insurance. So home mortgage insurance, again, will be a problem because they will not insure you, or they will give you a higher insurance rider or premium, and you'll be responsible for any leakage or incidents that happen, and they will not cover you. If you end up purchasing and find a home insurer that will insure you, your insurance will be at a premium and the policy will have a rider that you are responsible for any repairs due to failure. In my mind, it's not a deal breaker. If you love the home and you can fund the repairs yourself or through a purchase plus mortgage. 2 months ago, I supported home buyers to purchase a home in North Central Edmonton that did have Poly B. We had discovered it was more than the initial disclosure. So upon that, we ended up renegotiating. My clients did have enough in savings to be able to fund the repairs up front, but they did get a purchase plus improvements mortgage. So the exact same situation that I was just mentioning, the insurer would not insure the home. So I mean the mortgage insurer at 5% down would not insure the home, meaning their mortgage would not get approved unless they proved that the Poly B had been repaired. So upon possession, they had the crew come in, it was already organized, they had to provide receipts, they got the money back from the bank, and then they provide that proof to the home insurance, which they will need, and the mortgage insurance to proceed with both types. So is it a deal breaker? No. For my clients, not at all. My clients love this home. It was actually their dream home. In their budget, they couldn't have been happier, and this was a solvable problem. Plus, they had cash saved. Plus, we ended up negotiating the cost of those repairs off with the sellers as well. When you come into this type of scenario with Poly B, if you love the home, then this is a solvable problem. If you don't love the home, walk away because it's not worth it. That's a lot of headache that you don't need, and we can find you a better home. Okay, so what is aluminum wiring? wiring with pigtails. Aluminum wiring was used from about 1968 to 76 before the building codes moved back to copper. On its own, it's not inherently dangerous, but it can be if it wasn't updated or maintained properly. So, what are the risks? There are 4 risks with aluminum wiring. 1, a fire hazard from overheating. So aluminum expands and it contracts, which can lead to loose connections through time. And that can cause arcing, overheating, and a possible fire risk at outlets. 2, oxidation or corrosion, increasing resistance and heat buildup. And number 3, compatibility issues. So aluminum is softer than copper, and many modern fixtures actually aren't rated for aluminum. The last one, number 4, which is your insurance challenge. So this is a real thing. Many insurers will not cover you if you have aluminum wiring that has not been pigtailed with copper. So what is pigtailing? That would lead you to think. Okay, well, pigtailing means connecting the aluminum wiring to copper wiring at the outlets and switches and fixtures. When done properly, it reduces the risk of fire. When done improperly, not so much. Where you'll find it in Edmonton, you will find this type of wiring in Lindburn, Elmwood, Baldwin, Delwood, Beacon Heights. If you find out the home was pigtailed, just ensure that it was done by a journeyman electrician, not Grandpa, who really thought that he was a jack of all trades and maybe wasn't. So what does it cost to update? You don't just have to pigtail. You could do a full rewire, but that's $15,000 to $30,000. That's why pigtailing is typically the more affordable option that most people do. And that costs anywhere from $50 to $80 an outlet. The rough estimated cost for a home is around $1,500 to $2,500. So is it a deal breaker if you find out that you have aluminum wiring in a house that you love? Not usually, but there are real risks and they will impact your insurance and future resale value if you do not do the advised upgrades. So what you want is, you want full disclosure. Many times you may not know until you complete the inspection. A rough idea of cost before you offer. And you can navigate these issues without walking away. This is a very common thing that will come up in homes. So if you love this home, you just walk in with your eyes wide open. We go back in and we negotiate the cost of this. This would be aluminum wiring is going to be the responsibility of the seller. That's going to be a negotiation point that we would deal with. Then when it comes to Poly B exactly is the same, and it's going to be a negotiation point and the responsibility of the seller. Will the seller pay for all of it? Will the seller pay for some of it? That's something that we need to discover as we go through the negotiation process. It's important to note that if either one of these are fully disclosed and you negotiate up front with that understanding, there will be no further negotiation and you're going to need to address those repairs yourself. If you don't have the cash saved, a purchase plus improvements mortgage can be a really good viable option to help you move forward. Hey, and if you're preparing to start house shopping and you want help spotting issues like these early, or you just want a second opinion before you book your showings, feel free to reach out direct. Never any pressure, just sound advice you can trust. Information's in the description below. This is where smart planning starts. Have you ever walked away from a house because of plumbing like we've talked about, or electrical? Or did you buy a place and then find out that it had Poly B or aluminum wiring? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear how it went. Thanks for watching. In the final video in this 4-part series, we are going to talk about the big mechanical items: the furnace, hot water tank, roof, and electrical systems. What's old but okay? What's a ticking time bomb? And what do you need to budget for before you make an offer? I cannot wait to see you there.